This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
It is the highlighted event in the world of rowing in the off years of the Olympics. So all the athletes you just watched here in Rio this past summer will be right here in Sarasota, Bradenton.
Some of the world's best rowers are coming to Sarasota for the World Rowing Championships in just a few weeks. Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohen, and welcome to ABC7 at 7. We'll have more on the World Rowing Championships in a moment, but first, our top 7 stories at 7. He was hired to guard the Zotha Beach Resort. Tonight, he is charged with robbing it and murdering a former co-worker and a night manager at the hotel. Police arrested Daryl Hanner Jr. late Wednesday, charging him with armed robbery and 2 counts of second-degree murder less than a week after police say he shot and killed 2 employees at the Zotha Resort on Longboat Key. Daryl Hanner Jr. was denied bond Thursday, 6 days after police say he shot and killed the 2 employees at the resort on Longboat Key. A judge today ordered Hanner held without bond as the partner of Kevin Carter. One of the victims was there to watch.
The judge said no bond, and my heart relaxed. I was so worried that he was going to get out that I was terrified.
Carter was the security guard killed Friday. Hanner worked part-time for the private company Victory Security. The search continues for the man who robbed a local Walgreens last night. Deputies say the Walgreens on Bee Ridge Road was robbed around 11:30. The robber walked in and demanded narcotics. These are photos of the suspect, who deputies say has a skinny build. They also say he claimed to have a gun. Anyone with information is asked to call the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. First day of school on the Suncoast. In Manatee County, students return to class. For some, it is exciting. For others, going back to class can be stressful.
I'm excited to see friends, but not excited to wake up at 4:45 in the morning.
I think it'll be a great year, new friends, exciting.
Meanwhile, it's the last weekend of summer for some Sarasota County students, going back to school bright and early Monday morning. An update now on a major accident delaying traffic on McIntosh Road in Sarasota. The crash shutting down parts of McIntosh from Central Sarasota Parkway to Sarasota Square Boulevard. 4 people were hurt after the head-on collision this afternoon near the Sarasota Square Mall. 3 of the 4 people were transported to area hospitals, while 1 had to be airlifted.
We had to utilize all of our extrication equipment, whether it was the Jaws to Life, the Hearst cutters, our sawzalls, cribbing. Everything we had at our disposal was used as a resource on this heavy impact accident.
Water pipe also broke at the scene. The accident is still under investigation. There will be a special day of remembrance for Snooty. The South Florida Museum in Bradenton will host the memorial on Sunday, September 10th. From noon until 5 p.m., it will pay tribute to Snooty's legacy and celebrate his life, which spans 69 years. The day-long celebration will include a visual tribute shown in the museum's Bishop Planetarium, where visitors can create projects honoring Snooty. The manatee died on July 23rd when Snooty got stuck in a tunnel and drowned. Feeling lucky? If so, new scratch tickets are being debuted this week. 5 new scratch-off games are being rolled out by the Florida Lottery. The new tickets range in price from $1 to $10. Top prizes pay out between $3,000 and $2 million. The lottery says customers always want new options.
Scratch-off games last fiscal year contributed to over 68% of our sales and are a huge part of our portfolio. Our players love new games, and we always want to keep the lottery fresh out there.
Meanwhile, the Powerball and Mega Millions both have jackpots of over $300 million. A big moment at a local YMCA, a ribbon cutting today for the new Nifty Thrift Shop on 10th Street East in Palmetto. Items up for sale include clothes, furniture, books, electronics, and more. All proceeds go towards helping families and children in need in Manatee County. Y members will be given a 10% discount. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan emceed today's event. Bob, you ever hear the story about the weatherman in California who won the lottery?
No, I think you told me a little bit about it, right?
Yeah, they asked him if he's going to quit his job. He said, no, but my attitude will change.
Yeah, I can imagine. Similar, I think I'd do the same thing if I won the lottery. That's a pretty good story. We are looking at a low pressure area right now, Alan. It's east of the state, and what it's going to do, it looks like it's going to move to the north. The surface low will anyway, and you see it spinning a very definite circulation right there. Counterclockwise swirl, that's going to move off to the north. But there's an upper level low, too, a bigger feature that's covering much of the state now. That's going to drift off to the west. What it's going to do is going to actually bring in a lot of moisture our way over the upcoming days, so a better chance to see some heavier downpours. And we have these little convergent bands already setting up around that rotation. You can see the first one kind of died out as it head off to the west-southwest. Right now, Northport, just to the southeast of Northport, heading toward Port Charlotte and Punta Gorda. Some pretty heavy rainfall there. Again, another line developing into Highlands County, and one lone shower near Mayaca Head. Well, the dry air is gone. It's going to be transitioning now to a moist environment in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and what that means is that the storms that develop could bring some locally heavy rainfall at times. Now, there's going to be scattered storms around over the upcoming days. Currently, though, not here. You can see out over Sarasota Bay, it's pretty sunny. 89 degrees, heat index at 98, and the dew point way up there. The barometer is 30.04 inches. That's high. That continues to, for the most part, stay steady at this point. 89 in Sarasota. It's cooler in Pensacola and in Tallahassee. Right now, Arcadia has cooled down as a result of that shower that has moved through. 74, nice there, but still warm. In Cortez at 89, 88 in Inglewood. I know that the Powerball, no one won last night. My tickets did not match, but hopefully Saturday will. I'll have a different attitude coming in on Monday.
I was going to say, don't worry, I have it covered. I'll cut you in a little bit.
Okay,
thanks a lot, Pop. And still to come, Nathan Benderson Park will host one of the most anticipated events to come to the Suncoast in a long time, the World Rowing Championships. What can we expect? We'll have that answer and more when we come back.
Here we go. We're going to go out there in the rain. Going to get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah. Yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-990-3613. That's 1-800-990-3613. Call now, 1-800-990-3613.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs, stop the crimes.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
We are just weeks away from Sarasota becoming the center of the rowing world, the World Rowing Championships. We have been talking about the preparations for over a year, but what are the championships really about? Kate Flexter is here to explain. Kate.
Well, thanks, Alan. The finish line is in sight for this event, but organizers say it's just the beginning for the venue.
For the first time in 23 years and only the second time in history, the World Rowing Championships will be hosted on U.S. soil.
What the Super Bowl is to football, what the World Cup is to soccer, what the World Series is to baseball. This is the marquee regatta.
In less than 2 months, it's all eyes on the Suncoast Nathan Benderson Park as it plays host to 40,000 spectators and 1,700 athletes from more than 70 countries.
People all of a sudden really know about Sarasota Bradenton because of this fabulous venue.
Executive Director for the 2017 World Rowing Championships, Meredith Skurba, is an integral part of planning that event. The bid to host this event was submitted back in 2013 when President Barack Obama wrote a letter of recommendation.
It is the highlighted event in the world of rowing in the off years of the Olympics. So all the athletes you just watched here in Rio this past summer will be right here in Sarasota Bradenton.
For Skurba, there's plenty to coordinate, including coverage from NBC Sports and 14 international television networks.
You have to have commentary, you have to have game presentation, all the things that make it a true event.
Perhaps the biggest project or focal point, the Finish Tower, a multi-story building designed by local architects for prime viewing of the event. A beam of light through the center of the building to mark the finish line.
It's the center point of all things competition for the World Championships.
It's the only certified FISA World Rowing course in the U.S. And unlike other venues, it's easily accessible and close to amenities.
It's right here in the hub of everything. You can go to the mall, you can go downtown. You've got two great communities, two downtowns that are only within 20 minutes away.
In the end, 46 hotels will host guests and athletes. Officials expecting $25 million in economic impact. But Skurba says this goes far beyond just this one event. She calls it a launching pad.
We're getting ready to show to the world and to every governing body, not just rowing, what this community is capable of doing. And that's what's going to help continue to bring more and more and more bids and more opportunities. So this is going to become something that everyone's going to look forward to in the future right here at Nathan Benderson Park.
This event kicks off on September 23rd with the opening ceremony.
Okay, thank you. And we have a who's who in the effort to bring the event to the Suncoast. In a moment, we'll row right up to the trapezoid.
Jacuzzi is proud to present our first ever safe bathing event. The Jacuzzi walk-in tub allows you or a loved one to take a safe and relaxing bath. Never climb in and out of a regular bathtub again. Our walk-in tub offers a low step-in threshold, fast drain technology, soothing hydrotherapy, and even a shower handle. Regain bathing independence with a Jacuzzi walk-in tub and enjoy spending more time with loved ones. Why wait any longer? During our safe bathing event, save $750 on a new walk-in tub. Receive $250 in safety upgrades and a $100 Visa gift card. But if you call right now during this program, we'll double the savings to $1,500, double the safety upgrades to $500, and double it to a $200 Visa gift card with your walk-in tub purchase. Call right now to save double on a new walk-in tub. Call now.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota Bradenton Airport on US 41.
The wait is finally over, and on August 26th, you will be one of the first. Race into the future by conquering the Fort Hamer Bridge. At the Fort Hamer Bridge Run, it doesn't matter if you run or walk, because every step you take, you will be part of history. The Fort Hamer Bridge Run, coming Saturday, August 26th. Register today at forthamerbridgerun.com.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
When we talk about the World Rowing Championships, what exactly are we talking about? 1,700 athletes, more than 60 countries will descend on our area. An estimated 42,000 people will travel to the Suncoast to watch. The championships have been around since 1962. There are 21 classes of boats. Next to the Olympics, it's the biggest thing in the rowing world, and it runs from September 23rd through October 1st at Nathan Benderson Park. And joining us for more is Meredith Skurber, the executive director of the 2017 World Rowing Championships, Joe Dobson, a former U.S. rowing coach, Kristen Hartley, athletic services manager, and Virginia Haley, president of Visit Sarasota. Thank you all for joining us today. And let me start with you, Joe, because a lot of people have heard about this, they're excited about this, but is there a way that you could simply explain what rowing competition is all about?
Well, rowing competition is about doing your very, very best against your best opponents. What we're going to see here in Sarasota is we're going to see the very, very best of those national teams of all those different countries coming here to compete and see what they can do. Every one of these athletes is extremely proud of being selected on their national team. That's a really big deal. And being able to come here and row against the world's best and just be able to see where you're at the beginning of the quadrennial, which is the 4-year cycle going to the Olympics, is going to be a major milestone for these individuals, and all their coaches are really going to have a good chance to see where they're at and how they can perform.
And there are different classifications of boats and numbers of people in the boats, if you could explain that?
Exactly. The boats range from singles up to 8s. A single is a single one person with sculling oars, 1 oar in each hand, and 8 is 8 people plus a coxswain rowing, where each person has 1 big oar in both hands. And all these different classes in between. Not only able-bodied athletes, but also para-athletes, which are handicap athletes that row in 1 of 3 different divisions. People with high spinal cord injuries would be rowing just with their arms and shoulders. Trunk and arms athletes would have lack of mobility with their legs. And what's called the PR3 athletes are ones that may be blind, have other deformities.
Meredith, this has been a monumental effort to bring this to the Sarasota and to the Suncoast. If you could just give folks a sense of basically what, how you went about this.
Sure. So a year and a half ago when I came on board, the team had put together a great bid, and we wanted to bring that bid to life. And so we've developed a team, we've developed a local organizing committee that is now of 160 volunteers from the community who are experts in all the different areas: marketing, communications, visitors experience, all the things that make it an overarching event. And we've put all of our best practices to the test, and we're going to put on the best event ever.
Virginia, we're really big into athletic events here on the Suncoast. We're the home of the Baltimore Orioles, and the Pittsburgh Pirates, and so many other major league teams are coming into this area. But is it safe to say this is the biggest sporting event ever to take place on the Suncoast?
This is absolutely the largest event we've ever had, and it's really opened the door to the world, because as soon as we were awarded this event 4 years ago, now when we talk to sports organizers, it's a whole new conversation. Really, you have the World Championships. You have something of this caliber. Wow.
And what kind of impact do you think this is going to have short term on the local economy? We'll talk about the long term later.
There will not be a quiet, sleepy September this year, let me assure you. The restaurants will be full, they'll be open. There's a marvelous schedule of activities every day of the week, both at the park and throughout the community. From Venice to Anna Maria, there are events going on.
And Kristen, what kind of job is it to look after these athletes who are really coming from near and far to take part in this?
Well, for me, it's amazing. I've been in contact with over 80 teams so far, so for me it just adds to the fact that this is a cultural mecca. It's just going to enhance that. So I'm learning a lot about different cultures, what athletes need to eat, how they need to sleep, what schedule they need to be on. So yeah, it's wonderful.
All right, we are just getting warmed up. We'll have much more right after we check the weather, so stay with us.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I am powerful beyond my wildest imagination.
I will define my future.
I will keep challenging myself to improve.
Because I am a future leader of this great nation.
I will make a difference in my community.
I will not settle for simply chasing my dreams, I will achieve them.
Because I was given a chance.
An opportunity.
At Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America.
The ultimate leadership experience.
Join us. We'll build a new future together.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Our conversation about the World Rowing Championships continues right after we get a check on the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Alan, I got to show you this photo. This was taken last night. This is called the Anvil Crawler. What happens when the storm is in its dying stages? It doesn't have enough energy to get to the ground, but it does have enough energy to go from cloud to cloud. And you see these on occasion, and this one was a very impressive one in Venice near the jetty there, shot by Damon Powers. Appreciate that. And Matthew has been sending in some tremendous lightning photos. They've been happening at night, so it's more dramatic. And this one from Lido, looking out over the waters there, and you can see that when that strike did make it to the ground. Van Way's a webcam, not tonight it doesn't look like. Not much going on right now, maybe late tonight, but for the most part, things are fairly quiet near the coast, and that's a result of some dry air that slipped in, but that's just starting to move away. As you can see, a large area of moisture here, a little rotation and circulation is occurring. Just to the east of Orlando now. Luckily, it's close enough to land that it's not going to develop into anything tropical at this point. The Hurricane Center gives it a 10% chance of developing over the next day or so. But there are some convergent bands setting up. You can see that quite clearly. The first one has made its way through, but for the most part, it's dissipated over Manatee County. Still, Northport getting some rainfall and expected to get a little bit more for the next half hour or so as that pushes to the southwest. But Manatee did get some rainfall earlier. That has since moved on. There could be some more developing late tonight, but for the time being, things are fairly quiet there with more showers developing into central Florida. This whole system is slowly working its way to the west, at least the upper level low. The low pressure at the surface is making its way toward Georgia. Currently, it's sunny for the most part, 89 degrees, the heat index at 98, so it's still very warm and muggy out there. The winds are out of the west-northwest at 12 and the pressure 30.04 inches. It's high, and it will stay that way, too, it looks like, at least at the surface. High today was 91, and the average is 90, the record 97, set back in 1993. And no rainfall officially at the airport up until about 5 o'clock. We did get a little brief shower there, but no measurable precipitation. 86 in Jacksonville, a bit cooler in Miami now with some rain nearby at 83, 89 in Key West. The forecast tomorrow does call for a 40% chance for a few showers and storms scattered about, mainly in the afternoon, but there could be a few coastal showers too in the morning. So look for that. We may see a few of those bouncing around in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we had Franklin make landfall early morning, right around 1 o'clock, as a Category 1 hurricane, the first hurricane of the season making landfall. Now it has, for the most part, dissipated. We are watching this area just to the east of Puerto Rico right now. It is a 40% chance of it developing into something tropical over the next couple of days, and looks like it will track off toward the west-northwest and eventually do that bend around an area of high pressure located off the east portion of Bermuda. That's the Bermuda High, and that's going to, I think, save us here in Florida from any kind of situation that may develop with that. Now for us, scattered late night showers are possible in the Gulf of Mexico. And then again tomorrow, a few coastal showers and then scattered showers and storms anywhere and any time in the afternoon. And then we will see a return to that on Saturday with a pretty good bet for those late day storms to develop, especially inland areas in the afternoon and evening. As far as the forecast goes, temperature wise, it's cooler over the Great Lakes and throughout the northern plain states. Not too bad there in Minneapolis, 72 degrees. Well, the forecast for boaters checks in like this: a light chop out there tomorrow. Seas running less than 2 feet. Winds will be starting out of the south, change to the east, and then eventually west in the afternoon. Sunset 8:12, sunrise will be at 6:59. Tonight, scattered storms again developing late tonight. Partly cloudy, warm and muggy, 78 for a low. Tomorrow, a 40% chance for showers and storms scattered about, high of 91. The extended forecast, a little bit better chance on Saturday, and then we see Monday and Tuesday, a better chance for showers and storms around. Alan will be back with his panel right after this. Stick around.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
Jacuzzi is proud to present our first ever safe bathing event. The Jacuzzi walk-in tub allows you or a loved one to take a safe and relaxing bath. Never climb in and out of a regular bathtub again. Our walk-in tub offers a low step-in threshold, fast drain technology, soothing hydrotherapy, and even a shower handle. Regain bathing independence with a Jacuzzi walk-in tub and enjoy spending more time with loved ones. Why wait any longer? During our safe bathing event, save $750 on a new walk-in tub. Receive $250 in safety upgrades and a $100 Visa gift card. But if you call right now during this program, we'll double the savings to $1,500, double the safety upgrades to $500, and double it to a $200 Visa gift card with your walk-in tub purchase. Call right now to save double on a new walk-in tub. Call now.
Keep up with your investments and market trends by watching the ABC7 Stock Report. Get a recap of all the day's stock market activity. Be sure to watch your Suncoast News at 6 for the ABC7 Stock Report, sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Welcome back. We are just weeks away from the Suncoast becoming the center of the rowing world. Here to talk about the World Rowing Championships are Meredith Skirba, Executive Director of the 2017 World Rowing Championships, Joe Dobson, former U.S. rowing coach, Kristen Hartley, Athletic Services Manager, and Virginia Haley, President of Visit Sarasota. Joe, I want to start with you again because a lot of people, again, are not familiar with rowing as a sport. They do know if you go up to Tampa, the University of Tampa does something up there. And of course, anybody familiar with Boston knows what happens on the Charles. Are we talking about the same thing, or is this kind of competition totally different?
Well, they're rowing in boats, but that's where it ends. You know, we're talking about the top athletes in the world, people who've been trained for years and years and just really fine-tuning their technique and fine-tuning their physical capability to be at the absolute top of their capabilities for the upcoming World Championships.
And you're talking about the nature of the competition, and what you have to do is physically incredible.
Well, imagine, Alan, that you're running a mile and a half, lifting 145 pounds in bench press, or doing squats every 3 steps. And the amount of strain on your body is just incredible. They'll start off where they'll be going through the water at about 50 strokes a minute. That's how many times the oar goes into the water in a minute. And then halfway, and then after that, they'll go down to about 38, 37 strokes a minute, which is just barely being able to breathe. And then the last 500 meters, they'll be sprinting again, and their legs will feel like they're on fire halfway through. Their vision will go down where they can barely see black spots, and they'll just be stressing their body to the absolute limit of their capabilities.
So Meredith, what are we going to see, whether we're out at Benderson Park in person or watching it on TV?
Sure. So the really unique piece is that we are going to be nationally and internationally televised. We have got some really unique production coming behind it with drones, which is of course the new technology that will be in the faces of those athletes, where you can feel the intensity, you can feel the power that goes on with every stroke that they take. So you're going to feel part of it whether you're watching it on TV, but more importantly, it'll be more fun with all the activities and the cheering and everything that goes on right there at the park. So we hope you'll join us.
Kristen, I'm listening to this explanation, and I'm like, my gosh, I hope there are enough services for these athletes who are doing this. You would imagine that they're in the best shape of most athletes, but what do you have prepared there to make sure that they are safe and that there are adequate services there for them?
Well, the community has provided lovely hotels for their comfort, for their rest. It's very important for them to recover at night, and they're on a very strict schedule. We have local caterers who are taking care of their nutritional needs, because depending on what class they're rowing in, rowers need anywhere from the standard 2,000 all the way up to 10,000 calories a day to maintain this kind of intensity in these kind of sprinting situations.
And we're prepared for this?
We are prepared.
Okay. Virginia,
sure.
I want to know about a couple of things. How the area is prepared. You know, we've talked about there are some 70 countries that are coming here. 67 have already booked their hotels. Others are still booking. Do we have enough hotel space? I know that, for instance, when the Republican National Convention was in Tampa several years ago, delegates were staying anywhere from here on the Suncoast to up to Pasco and Hernando County. Is that the same kind of thing?
We are able to take care of all of them right here in Sarasota, Manatee County. We've been able to cluster the hotels to help with the transportation to and from the park. And we've had unbelievable cooperation from our hotel partners and the local caterers to make sure that these athletes do have optimal conditions for their performance.
What has Visit Sarasota done to capitalize on this, so we're not just a one-and-done event here, that this will bring benefits to our community, specifically economically, for the years to come?
One of the things we've done is created a partnership with British Rowing. The UK is our second largest international source of visitors. Rowing is incredibly popular in the United Kingdom. And by creating this partnership over the last couple of years, it not only builds audience and people who come for this event, but lets them know that we're the kind of place you would want to come. If you're rowing, if you love the sport, you know you can come to this area on vacation.
Meredith, put this in context. How many facilities are there like this in the United States? Let's start there, because I have another question.
That's an easy one. We are the sole course in the United States, which is why we're getting to host for the first time in 23 years. And if you don't mind me adding to what Virginia was speaking about, in addition to everything that's been going on with the elite athletes, the level of the reputation that's been built by Nathan Benderson Park has allowed us to get a lot of college teams. So you've got 30 of the biggest rowing programs across the country that now come down here and train every year.
And correct me if I'm wrong, in the next year or so, the NCAA championships are coming
That is correct,
down?
absolutely.
And what is that all about?
So when you start talking about in the United States, there's a larger college rowing programs, more so than what you see around the world. And this is where the best of the best in the college level will come and compete in 1, 2, and 3, if I'm not mistaken, to be the best in college sports.
Joe, let me ask you this. If Benderson Park and the facility here is really the only facility of its kind in the United States, how have U.S. athletes been able to train and compete internationally?
Well, that's a good question, because what happens a lot of times is they're going to have to go somewhere else to train in order to acclimate themselves for a particular environment. And they're operating in less than optimum conditions. Nathan Benderson Park had to meet these incredibly stringent rules to be qualified as a Class A course. It was amazing that they actually built Regatta Island and designed the course based upon recommendations of the course qualifier from FISA, Svetlana Osova. So, we're now going to have this incredible Regatta Island, which is 33 acres of dredge from the lake that's been built specifically so that we can maximize the experience, not only for the athletes, but also for our wonderful visitors from out the world. And one of the things which I'm most excited about, because I have an opportunity to announce there at the lake, is all the jumbotrons that they're going to have. So you don't have to have, be on an iPhone or on an iPad, watching on YouTube. You're going to have this huge screen right there in front of you, and you're going to be able to see everything that's going on, and the incredible feed that you're going to get is just amazing, and it's a tremendous experience. And we recently had the wonderful book Boys in the Boat, talking about the 1936 Olympics and those wonderful farmyard boys from Washington. And this has generated a tremendous enthusiasm for rowing, and we are going to put our boys and our ladies in the boat to see what's going on.
Kristen, when are we going to start seeing the athletes come into town and setting up?
The first athletes come to train at Nathan Benderson Park as early as September 7th. So it's pretty soon.
Right, and so and you're dealing with a lot of different categories here.
Correct.
So how do you coordinate all that?
Well, with the help from the experts at the park who have been scheduling trainings for all these colleges that Meredith mentioned, all the rowing events that they already do, so they're kind of experts. So far we have about 35 teams who have signed up to train just at Nathan Benderson Park. They're coming early, get acclimated to the heat. It's a matter of scheduling. Everybody kind of makes a request, and then we try to fit them in throughout the day, through a 12-hour period.
And Richard, we have less than a minute left, but I did want to ask you, if you're dealing with some 40,000 people who are going to be coming here to watch this, how do you coordinate that with law enforcement and everybody to control traffic and make sure that you can get to point A to point B easily?
I would say that's the largest of our planning teams, and they've been working with all the various jurisdictions for 2.5 years, planning all of the traffic logistics, getting the teams from their hotels to the park, how visitors will walk from the parking to the park. It is a very well thought out plan based on all the events we've seen around the world.
This is exciting, and we're going to take just a quick break, and then we'll have final thoughts from our guests when we return.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less. cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
No theater lover's bucket list is complete without the classic black comedy Arsenic and Old Lace. Two adorable old ladies who just happen to poison their tenants and bury them in their basement. Fun and farcical, this hilarious play is heating up the summer at the Players Center from August 9th through the 20th. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll die laughing when you see Arsenic and Old Lace.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
The World Rowing Championships are just over a month away. Our guests join us right now for final thoughts. And Meredith, what do you want people who are watching this to take away from this conversation in terms of what this is all about?
I think the most important thing is that we've been working very hard as a local organizing committee to make this more than just for rowing fans. We've put together an amazing fan fest, activities that truly are for everyone that wants to be involved, not just if you're a rowing person, and be a part of history. This is our chance as a community.
So even if you're not that interested in rowing itself, it will be interesting to go out there, and I would imagine there's going to be a lot of entertainment. And
a lot. We're going to really show the Sarasota, Manatee County flavor with the circus themes, with the Florida themes, our cheeseburger in paradise experience that we want everyone to come out and enjoy.
Now, Joe, I've always heard that the Olympics are, that's the pinnacle for these kinds of athletes. Is this obviously comes in number 2 in terms of moments in their lives and what they're striving for in their athletic careers?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because what they've done is they've trained, and this is their one time that they are now at the very, very top. They are the top single sculler for their country. They are the top member of the 8. They are the top member of the double. And being at this type of athletic zenith is a very, very passing thing and very, very difficult in order to maintain. So these people are going to be cherishing this opportunity to perform on this big stage for the whole world here in Sarasota.
And Kristen, I would imagine it's quite a challenge to take care of athletes from different countries and different cultures and give them what they need in basically one area.
It is a challenge, but I think it's a challenge that this community has embraced. I think it's something that is the best thing about world events is that it brings so many different cultures together. So it's a time for us to be open and understanding and also just appreciate the pure athleticism of these young people who are coming to show what they've been training for years.
Virginia, put this into context for our viewers because sometimes when you hear about the Olympics, you see communities laying out an incredible amount of money and what they get back is something less, and that leads viewers to say, is it really worthwhile for the community? What would you say to them?
I would say that it is absolutely worthwhile to the community in terms of an opportunity to see a world event in your own backyard. Yes, there's incredible economic impact. Yes, we now have a whole series of international events coming to our community in future years, but it's really that opportunity that you can drive 10 minutes and see something that hasn't been in the United States, or it's only been here twice, and it's right here in our backyard. People have got to go out and see it. They really need to go experience it, to feel the energy of the athletes and experience the different cultures themselves.
Again, very exciting, and thank you all for joining us tonight. Before we go, we want to share with you what some of our viewers are saying about last night's show. Our barrier islands, beautiful beaches, and bad traffic. 2 ways on, 2 ways off means daily traffic nightmares. Judy says, locals just stay away from those areas until season is over. Let the tourists deal with the issues. Billy adds, build a diverging diamond interchange across the bay, maybe a roundabout. We are screwed, folks. Bonnie says, stop building new homes, can't handle the people we have now, don't invite more. Well, if you'd like to join the conversation about tonight's topic, just visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/news@7. And FYI, you can watch past discussions. They're on demand. They're available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Roku. Thanks to all our guests for being here tonight. Meredith Skirba is the Executive Director of the 2017 World Rowing Championships. Joe Dobson is the former U.S. rowing coach. Kristen Hartley is with Athletic Services Manager, and Virginia Haley is the President of Visit Sarasota. When we return, we'll have a final look at your weather, plus an update on the war of words between the leaders of the United States and North Korea.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. And now, for a limited time, get a $20 credit on any new line of service. Call 1-800-468-1930. Go to consumercellular.com or visit a Target store today.
Your primetime headlines are coming up in a moment, but right now, let's get a final check on the forecast from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Alan, right now, beautiful shot. This is the time lapse from 3 o'clock this afternoon. Anna Maria, you can see calm conditions out there for the most part. Lots of sunshine and a beautiful day at the beaches, albeit on the warm side with water temperatures in the low 90s. Sunset looking pretty nice. Our tower cam is getting a glimpse of that sunset right now. If we can go to tower cam, we'll show you that. Again, a beautiful night tonight. Not a lot of clouds out there, but we are anticipating some shower activity developing coming on in later on tonight. So we could see some storms and some showers and activity. Again, the tower cam from our vantage point looking out over Sarasota Bay is showing some nice weather out there. There's a few clouds around, always making for a gorgeous sunset here along the Sun Coast, and things are looking pretty good on that front. Well, let's get a look at the radar picture to show you we have this upper level low and also a little surface reflection on top of that. What that means is a low at the surface and a low pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. What you need for a tropical development is high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere to allow these storms to really breathe, if you will. This one is moving to the north, at least the lower surface reflection, and the upper level low is moving in this direction. So what's happening is we're getting a lot of wraparound, and tropical moisture will be working its way into our zones, it looks like, over the upcoming 24 to 48 hours. We already see some heavy weather blow up near Northport and stretching southward, and just lately, over the last 10 minutes, another little isolated shower popping up east of Lakewood Ranch, pushing to the southwest. So expect spotty showers through this evening and maybe a little bit better chance for some late night shower activity as well as a result of that moisture being in place. Now, there is also a chance for some coastal morning showers, so keep that in mind. 89 degrees, the dew point at 98, or I should say the heat index at 98, the dew point up there at 74 degrees. Temperatures across the state, well, it's 82 in Tallahassee, 1 degree warmer now in Miami, 85 in Key West. Orlando checking in at 88 at this hour. And as far as the wind flow goes, it'll be rather light tomorrow, and that means the storms that do develop won't move much at all. We're only at 5 to 10 mile an hour winds. That'll be about it. The main focus of storms in the afternoon will be inland, pushing off toward the east coast.
Well, in the tropics, we're watching several areas. Of course, Franklin making landfall early this morning at around 1 a.m. as a Category 1 hurricane, 85-mile-an-hour winds. This little area has been around for over 7 days now. It marched off the coast of Africa about 7 days ago, and now it's just kind of hanging here to the northeast of Puerto Rico. Forecast models are suggesting a northwesterly direction over the next couple of days, and then a bend to the north and then northeast, kind of bending away from the United States. It looks like most of the models in agreement with that, and it looks as though that system to the east of the state really doesn't have much chance of developing as it moves off to the north. You'll see that model kind of take it off toward Georgia. For us, though, we'll see showers and storms developing throughout the afternoon and then pushing inland and then back toward the coast later on in the evening. That's always a possibility in this kind of situation to see some overnight showers and storms as well as we move through Saturday and Sunday, for that matter. Temperatures right now is 81 in Buffalo, New York, a cool 75, 72 in Pittsburgh, and 82 in Indianapolis. 90, though, out west in Salt Lake City. Temperatures very warm out into the desert, too. Las Vegas at 107, Dallas at 98 degrees. And in the southeast, Atlanta has cooled to 75. Here's the forecast for boaters tomorrow. Seas running 2 feet or less with a light chop in the bays and inland waters. And the Gulf water temperature, 91 degrees. UV index at a 10 tomorrow. Tides on your screen, right there they are, 8:12 for a sunset. And the forecast for the next 7 days checks in like this. The rain chance is staying fairly high right through Thursday of next week. Alan will be back with primetime headlines right after this.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Now to the escalating tensions between the U.S. and North Korea, including specific threats by the regime to strike Guam with medium to long-range ballistic missiles. President Trump doubling down on his rhetoric. ABC's Emily Rao has the latest from Washington.
A defiant North Korea not backing down in the face of President Trump's overt military threat, and the president reinforcing his promise.
Frankly, the people that were questioning that statement, was it too tough? Maybe it wasn't tough enough.
The commander of North Korea's army making a specific threat of his own to launch missiles at the waters near the U.S. island of Guam in the near future. The U.S. territory home to key military bases and 160,000 Americans.
This missile that they're talking about has been very unreliable,
and they've never launched it in salvos in multiple, so it could be a convenient excuse to test the missile program further.
North Korea also calling President Trump's comments a load of nonsense, saying the president is a guy bereft of reason and only absolute force can work on him. The increasingly threatening rhetoric coming as U.S. intelligence analysts now believe scientists in North Korea can produce miniature nuclear warheads that can fit inside those ICBM missiles that Kim Jong-un launched twice last month. And today, President Trump saying it's time to stand up to the rogue nation.
North Korea better get their act together, or they're going to be in trouble like few nations ever have been in trouble in this world.
President Trump insists he has the support of many leaders. Former President Jimmy Carter weighed in on the situation today, saying the harsh rhetoric has probably eliminated any chance of peace talks between the U.S. and North Korea. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump is reacting to the FBI raid on the Washington area home of his former campaign chair, Paul Manafort. Special prosecutor Robert Mueller obtained a subpoena to search the home as part of the investigation into links between the Trump campaign and Russia.
I thought it was a very, very strong signal or whatever. I know Mr. Manafort. I haven't spoken to him in a long time, but I know him. He was with the campaign, as you know, for a very short period of time, relatively short period of time, but I've always known him to be a good man. I thought it was a very, they do that very seldom. So I was surprised to see it. I was very, very surprised to see it.
The special prosecutor has convened a grand jury in the case. And now to a trial involving pop star Taylor Swift. The superstar and former radio DJ David Mueller are in court. Swift says Mueller groped her during a photo op 4 years ago. The accusation by Swift caused Mueller to lose his job. The former DJ sued Swift for at least $3 million. Swift countersued, claiming sexual assault. Swift today took the stand, stating that Mueller put his hands up her dress. And finally, sometimes sports brings us the most incredible of moments. An example, the story of a fifth-year college kicker who has yet to see a snap. Justin Jenneman was a walk-on until this afternoon at the University of Minnesota team meeting. Jenneman had spent a lot of his free time at the University of Minnesota Masonic Children's Hospital, making an impact on a young patient named Kyle Tanner. Taylor showed up at the meeting and was handed a t-shirt, gun, and fired a shirt to Jenneman. The kicker made a one-handed catch, and when he looked at the shirt, it just read, "Justin, congrats on earning a scholarship." That's all the time we have for tonight. I'm Alan Cohn. Thanks for joining us, and good night.